Just a second, we'll get back to it. All right, everybody. What's going on? Hey, how's it going, Ty? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. By the way, I don't know if that works. Apparently, it's not working. There you go. There you go. Little king of the hill right here, guys. Here you go. There you go. Anyway, guys, welcome. We are doing the offenses defense workshop right here on TikTok Live and on the Boost Lounge radio show, guys. We're talking about scale to distribution today, guys. What does that mean? What that means is you can't do all of it by yourself. You really can't. And I don't have my notes with me today. My computer was going through updates, and so I lost all my notes. So we're gonna go freestyle today. So anyway, guys, I just want to let you know that I wanted to talk a little bit more about scaling the distribution and really what that means. Scaling the distribution really means that you can't do all the work by yourself, guys. You cannot do all the work by yourself. You have to have other people in your agency doing something. So you got to recruit. Recruiting doesn't necessarily have to happen with you purposely recruiting. Sometimes it happens naturally. You come across people that say, hey, look, I want to do what you do. Great, wonderful. Let's get you started. Let's show you how to do the business. Let's show you how to get licensed and trained and fully certified, right? So guys, my name is Jason Murray. I'm an insurance broker. I am the money sensei on some platforms here, okay? And what we talk about people getting their financial fight in place. Okay, offense defense is about getting your financial fight in place. We're going to talk about that a little bit. The original platform was I was starting this off of a financial fight framework. And I built this off of my old system that I used to use called the Financial House. Okay. In order for you to win a fight, you got to have a strong foundation. You got to have a good stance and you got to have a good guard up. Well, what is that stance? That stance is your income protection, which is life insurance. It also is your disability, critical illness, and terminal illness riders within those life insurance products, right? Now, guys, keep in mind, I believe 100% that you got to qualify for term insurance first. Why term insurance? Because term insurance gives you the opportunity to have a lot of coverage for a little bit of cost. Let me say that again, a lot of coverage for a little bit of cost. Okay. If you can't qualify for term, then we got to look at permanent products. We got to look at, critical illness products, disability right products, and so on and so forth. But my goal is to make sure you guys get the best product out there with a little bit of cost. Okay. And 90% of my term products offer your accelerated benefit riders, which is the critical illness, disability, and terminal illness riders. Okay, those are the accelerated benefit riders. All right, but the bottom line is this: you want to be able to try to qualify for that. You don't buy life insurance, qualify for it. Okay. If you cannot qualify for that, the good news is I'm a broker and I can help you with things that you could qualify for. Okay. But in the beginning, we want to make sure that we get you guys at least the best way possible. Try to get you guys covered on a term insurance policy, 20, 30, 40-year term insurance policy. If you can't do that, we have other options available. Now, keep in mind, guys, we have awesome, incredible opportunities outside of that, whether it comes to savings portfolios, investment portfolios, getting out of debt, right? That's how we build our financial fight. So our financial movement is getting out of debt, learning how to fix our credit by using leveraging debt leveraging tools. Okay, that's building your financial fight. So you start with the life insurance, and then you build off of that and get into which is your financial stance. And then you got to have legal protection. We do that through Legal Shield. We also do that through our estate planning providers through Trustee Friend. Okay, legal protection is so important, especially in your day-to-day lives. But guys, if you don't have protection, how are you going to be in your stance and in your guard right? How are you going to be in your guard right? How are you going to be in your stance right? Right? You can't do that unless you have your life insurance in place, your critical illness disability insurance in place, and your legal protection. You got to have all those in place to have a good, durable financial stance. And then you got to have your financial movement, getting out of the way of the opponent's technique, which is usually debt. Debt. You got to have your debt elimination in place. And that's done through doing the debt snowball, or we also, which is free with us, you don't have to pay $99 to a bald guy in Flippin, Tennessee. You get to do it with us through our expert financial analysis. You don't have to spend any money on that. And by the way, your expert financial analysis is customizable, complimentary, and tailored to you. Okay? Then we go from there. You learn how to get out of debt through the debt snowball. If you need debt consolidation, we do that too. And then we teach you how to leverage your debt from there. Leveraging your debt is so important when you're rebuilding your credit score. And that's your financial movement. That's moving out of the way of the bad technique and coming in. Now you're ready for the attack. Bam, bada boom, bam. Okay. That attack, that financial attack, is your retirement, high net yield savings, and your legacy planning. That's what that is. And we teach you all how to do that. Now, guys, understand something, okay? Understand this, that when you talk about leveraging your financial fight, winning your financial fight, you got to understand these keys, okay? You got to understand these principles, all right? Now we're able to move on to the topic, which is scale to distribution. What do I mean by that? Well, last week we talked about recruiting, because you can't do all of it by yourself. You can only do so much by yourself until you need extra people in the mix helping you through the process, right? So you recruit. You don't just recruit to get them licensed and throw them up against the wall and say, hey, good luck, buddy. There you go. All right, go watch a bunch of these videos and then you have training. No, you don't have training. You go to training every single week with your agency and with your leadership. Okay. And then another way you do training, put your leadership in front of people. Dadgummit. Put your leadership in front of people. That's the only way you're going to learn. You're not going to learn without putting your leader in front of people. How are you going to talk to your clients? How you going to know that? You can't do that through watching a dadgum video. You got to do that through your coaching and field training process. All right. So, guys, listen, field training is so important. I did it. I did field training. And let me tell you something, I will never change any minute of it. Did I give up 75,000 or $7,500 to my initial upline at that moment in time? Yes, I did. But you know what my upline did? Give me back those clients. So now I'm getting the renewals off those policies. Not him. He just trained me, guys. That's the beautiful thing about field training is you only give up your clients for a temporary moment of your life. All right. Why? So that you can learn the business. Can I reobtain those clients? Yes, because my field trainer gave it to me, gave it back to me. But again, on top of that, my field trainer also gave me the ability to do the same thing for myself over and over and over and over again. Field training is so important. And guys, if you're field training your agents, do not go through their dadgum warm market and ruin their dadgum credibility. That's dumb, ignorant, and not smart. It ruins your business long term because you wanted a flipping paycheck. That's not smart. What's smart is you teach them how to close the product, how to do the appointment, the presentation, and how to do the flipping business. Scale the distribution is by recruiting because you want to be you want to have instant referrals, constant referrals over and over and over again. Go recruit somebody with a bunch of referrals. Do you get the full benefit off of that once they get licensed? No, but you get a commission spread, and now you're touching more lives than what you would have touched if you were doing it by yourself. Why would you do it by yourself? Right? Scale to distribution. You need a big team to do that. You need agents to help you do that. You need employees. If you're working a business, you need employees. You need 1099 contractors. You need people to help you reach the masses because you can only do so much at one time. You can only do so much at one time. What's up, Brandon? How you doing? Guys, welcome to the live. We're talking about scale to distribution. Here's another thing we're talking about scaling to distribution. Joint venturing. So, what is joint venturing? Joint venturing is you find somebody with a common ground and you can do business with. So, I do joint venturing with people who own restaurants, right? What does that mean? It's like, hey, look, I know you have employees. Can I talk with you about getting a good complementary expert financial analysis and show you what you can do for yourself, but also show you how you can save money for yourself, but also save money in your business? How do I do that? Well, how much are you spending on your business life insurance? How much are you spending on your employees? Because if you're not giving your employees any benefits, did you know that there is a high turnover rate of employees because you don't have any business benefits? Did you know that if you secured a group life insurance policy on your employees alone, that you will retain 40% of your employees? Just having a group life insurance policy. Joint venturing. And then what do? You say, hey, look, a buddy of mine's opened up a restaurant down the street, makes incredible food, has incredible service. Go see him. Because if he does well, then I do well, right? Because he keeps my business benefits packages. What if I was going to do a annuity for a 401k, which will give their employees a pension product. Because you know what an annuity is? An annuity is like a pension product. Okay? That's what an annuity is. It's a flipping pension product. But let's go above and beyond. I've got a CFP upline and I got a financial investment advisor as my dad. So we can do mutual funds or investment advisory accounts, right? Through an RIA. We can do that for people for the business benefits packages for a 401k, a 403b, whatever it may be, right? That's what we're doing. Now, investment advising is so important, but so is life insurance advising. Because if you don't know what you have, you don't know what you have. But guys, scale the distribution. You can't do it on your own. You got to either recruit, you got to have joint venturing opportunities, you got to network. Get out into the public, go into your communities, go to the networking groups. And I'm not talking about BNI. BNI is old school, guys. You need to get into something new. Get into your community with something new, something that is scalable, something that has has other professionals, and be around other professionals. Get yourself in contact with a CPA that you do joint venturing with. Get in contact with a medical physician and a chiropractor. Get in contact with these people as a joint venturing opportunity. Lawyers, doctors, CPAs, right? CFP, certified financial planners, right? Lawyers. These are high level people that you need to be in contact with to scale to distribution. Because joint venturing is important. It's important. You've got to do it. Okay? It's so important. Scale to distribution. All right? Let's see if there's anybody else on. Nope, nobody else on. Okay, cool. All right. So, guys, this is what we're talking about. Scaling to distribution. And you know what also scales? Learning from a coach, a financial leader, and adapting to their leadership skills, their training skills. Don't get caught up with people that are doing trainings from 20 years old, like I was doing for several years now. Guys, that system is dead and gone. What is now applied to is that people don't want to make a decision. They want to be guided to the decision. What does that mean? So let me give you an example. So, Mr. and Mrs. Client, let me ask you, would you be open to sitting down with me if the money and the opportunity was right? See, the client is still making the decision, right? That worked for me 20 years ago. That worked for me 15 years ago. That worked for me 10 years ago. But today, what works better is, hey, look, Mr. and Mrs. Client, now that I've explained everything to you and that is clear, how hard is it to move forward? Let me say that again. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Client, with all this information collected, and now that that's clear, how hard is it to move forward? Well, it's not hard at all. Great. Next step is moving forward to the scheduling an appointment. I got a 10 o'clock tomorrow morning or at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Which one works best? bada bing, bada boom, it happens. It happens. That's what happens. Scaling to distribution. Guys, you got to adapt. If you don't adapt, your business is dying, not scale. And guys, let me tell you, 4 leaders you need to follow. 4 leaders you need to follow. Number 1, Chris Voss. Chris Voss, former FBI hostage negotiator. Robert Miller. Robert Miller is a dialect coach or a speaking coach, right? Articulation coach. You got Billy Cox, who's a sales strategist. And then you got many other people. But the 4th one I want you to think about is James Clear, who wrote the book Atomic Habits. Because, guys, let's face it, your strategy is creating new habits of the strategies that bring success. Okay, what's up, Stephen? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? I'm going to only be on for another maybe 4 or 5 minutes, but I just wanted to get on because I didn't have much else to say other than scale to distribution. Scaling to distribution is about not just recruiting, because you got to recruit, you got to hire somebody, right? Even if you're a personal producer, you have to hire an assistant to help you do the underwriting, schedule the appointments, so that you can be in the field doing the work. Okay? Really and honestly, that's what it's all about, guys. That's really what it's all about. Scale of the distribution. You got to have recruits. You got to have an office assistant. You got to have people helping you do the stuff that you're not skilled at. Guys, listen. If you're skilled at setting appointments, go set the appointments. If you're not skilled at doing the appointments, go recruit 2 or 3 people that are skilled at doing the appointments. And not only that, learn from your leadership, because your leadership, I know, knows how to do appointments, knows how to set the appointments, knows how to close the appointments, right? Come on, guys, scale to distribution. And what is distribution? More than you. It is more than you. I can only do so much. I can do 13 hours a day, tops. But if I want my business working 24/7, I got to recruit and hire some people, right? You do too. It's the nature of the business. But another thing is joint venturing. Guess what? You can find referral partners in joint venturing. You sell a small business a benefits package, right? They get their buddies. They get in a group with their buddies. They're small business owners. I don't know how to keep my employees. Well, I just started keeping my employees because I worked with Jason, and Jason helped me build an affordable and awesome, most cost-effective, but incredible benefits package so that I keep my employees, right? Because how much more does it cost to have employees continuing in the door, out the door, in the door, out the door? It costs you more money to do that than it would to create a benefits package with someone like me. That's leverage. That's scaling to distribution. Because if you keep more employees, your distribution stays longer. Stays longer. Guys, think about it. Okay? Think about it. Scaling to distribution is so daggum important. So, yes. Uh, what a day. What a day. It's been a long day. Guys, this is a short live, but I didn't get to go through everything that I want to go through last week. So I wanted to go through it this week. Joint venturing is so important. Get in contact with lawyers, um, CPAs, um, business owners, okay? CFPs. Get in contact with people in your community. Get in contact with city councilmen. You think city councilmen can put you in front of people? Absolutely. They can put you in front of people. You know what they can also do? Let's say your city is doing a career event. Hey, Jason, we're having a career event. Do you want to set up a booth and give some career opportunities to people in our city? Yes, I do. Right? You want to give any business benefits package to the people that are setting up booths at this career fair that may not have business benefits packages? Yes, I do. Right? Hello, hello. How you doing, Emmy? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Scaling the distribution again. Guys, listen. Do um, hospitality marketing. So what we do, thank you so much for the harmony. What we do is we do hospitality marketing. What is that? What is hospitality marketing? Hospitality marketing. What's up, Geeking Out? How you doing? Hospitality marketing is going and doing nacho bars, personal nacho bars for school teachers, for auto dealerships, okay, auto dealerships, and you're servicing these people free lunch. You're setting up a nacho bar with meat and nachos and cheese and all the fixings that you need, right? You're servicing these teachers, these employees of these auto dealerships, right? Their clients. And then what you do is you create a survey, have them fill out a survey, do a giveaway, right? When you do that, what did you do? You scaled to distribution. You scaled to distribution. That's so important, guys. Even if you're doing like a business on TikTok, right? And all you do is go live and you're an influencer on live, like I'm doing right here, right, guys? So you're an influencer on live. Keep that in mind. You can go into public places, do hospitality marketing, do a questionnaire like, hey, what do you want to learn on my TikTok? What kind of questions would you like to be answered? Right? It's simple, guys. Scaling to distribution. And then you invite them to your life. And then bada bing, bada boom, your business is gone. Right? Scaling to distribution. Beautiful stuff, guys. But that's all I have for tonight. I couldn't finish this topic last week, so I wanted to give you guys just a little bit more this week and do it. Thank you for joining the Offenses Defense Workshop, Winning Your Financial Fight. We were talking about scaling your business to distribution. Okay. We'll talk more on this. We'll have more content on this next week. I'll see you guys. Have a lovely and wonderful Wednesday night. Thank you very much.